are back.
Drum roll.
Welcome to the new season of Old Bull Young Buck. My name's David Mundy, and with me is my undersized key forward now, my best mate, Griff Logue. How are you, mate?
Cheers, mate. Good to have you and pleasure to be back, isn't it? How good?
Oh, been a long time coming.
It's been a long time, and it actually is good to be back. So I've seen a few people around the market getting back on the potty scene, and we're back with a bang, I reckon.
Well, and I can probably say with some authority that people have spoken. I'm not sure how often you got it, but I was stopped in the street, sent messages. DMs. Where's Old Bull Young Buck?
DMs are lighting up, and they still have been. So we've listened, we've taken it on, and here we are.
Must be doing something right. Now, before we kick off into our new season, there's a bit of a loose end to tie up from last year. I'm not sure if you recall, but there was a bet between yourself and JL, a goal kicking comp, I believe.
Yeah,
and what was on the line for that comp?
I had to dabble on a little taste of Nescafe Blend 43, whatever the terrible stuff he drinks. Yeah.
And so remind us all about the outcome of that goal kicking comp.
He won. I'm a man, and I'm a man of my word. So look, integrity is my life, and you've got one.
Well, I'm glad you've
got one for me now, have you? So
one.
yeah,
it's
I've been putting it off. So
Nescafe Blend
43. Oh, no milk, just like jail. Go on then. Give us.
Let us know what that tastes like.
Yep.
Oh, hang on, he's going back.
Mm-hmm. Take it back, JL. You can have it, mate.
Well, give me some notes.
There's no aromas. There's no nothing. There's nothing. It's a pungent, terrible taste, and I don't want a bar of it. And I've just spat it all over the table, and that's where it belongs.
Oh, no.
On the floor. So good on you, JL.
Well, I feel like you went into that very closed-minded, like it was never going to be good. But
set up for failure. How people drink that is beyond me. But anyway.
Well, not only drink it, but JL gets through about 8 or 9 cups of those a day. He loves.
You've got to enjoy it to really.
Taps it straight into his veins.
He'll be on an IV drip, I reckon. When he's on his deathbed, he'll just have it seeping into the.
So it's going into season 2 of Old Bull Young Buck Griff. What do you hope for our potty this year? What's your dreams?
Sky's the limit, mate. I mean, obviously we've had a bit of a hiatus, and we're back into it now, and back into bigger and better things. I think we were just newbies back in the day, so it was a long time ago we first started it. But as I've said before, mate, it's a pleasure to be back, and keen to get into it.
Well, sure. I feel like you've just been accumulating your good pod vibes. Yeah, getting some good banter together for some of our guests coming up.
There's plenty of intel and banter on its way, so that's what I'm here for. But I've missed you, mate. I have missed you. I missed
in particular.
Well, the first one you didn't have no stuff ups just yet, so it's on a first take, so which is very surprising. So you've obviously been practicing in the mirror, which is always good. But no, I've missed the banter, mate. You don't seem to talk to me too much unless you want something off me for the podcast. So other than that, no, it's been good, mate.
Well, I've missed it across from you as well, mate. Since you become a key forward, you're a hard man to get a hold of. So thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Now, our next big bit of news leading into season 2 of our pod is what we're wearing
right now. Yep. I'm sporting the Old Bull Young Buck with David Mundy and Griffin Logue.
That bloke.
T-shirt. You've got the hoodie on.
We've got a couple of stubby holders.
Stubby holder. The old man would be very proud of me with my own first stubby holder. So
it's got your name on it.
It's got my name on it as well. I'm pretty happy about that.
Well done, mate.
A mug which you can excuse the contents of, which is not to be talked about again, or smelt for that matter. But all that stuff's available. Dave, can you tell us where?
Yeah, at the Coburn team store. Go in and see our mate Craig. He'll sort you out, or online, obviously.
Beauty.
Now we're going to give that cup to JL with the coffee in it, but you spat back in it. So this is a clean one. We'll give that to him on the way out.
Give him a mug. Give him a mug. He'll love that. But get around the merch. It's it's a nice fit. Double XL, so it fits around the big lats of myself. But you've got the double XL hoodie as well on, so nice and comfy fit. Just moving into winter, perfect.
Yeah, perfect. We'll get those lats out one day for the fans. Show them exactly what you made of there, Griff.
The wings, they've been marinating. A little few weeks off, so
it might be a lat off if we get Blake Acres in here. But I reckon that's enough of the intro. I'm really excited about our guests today. Let's crack right into it. Do you want to intro?
100%. Probably one of the more unspoken romances within the club, bromances, so to speak. A dynamic duo off the back half. Hayden, old man young, and Heath, the most composed bloke I know, Chapman. Welcome, lads. How do you feel?
Feel good. Good to be here.
Good's good. That'll work.
Likewise.
Likewise. Yeah, good.
There's been a lot of nervous energy around the club in the last couple of days since we've asked Chappie in particular
Yep.
to come on.
Stepping on eggshells, jobby, isn't it? And you're a little bit nervous, but you'll be right, mate. You boys deserve to be the first guest of 2022, I reckon. So,
And I think before we crack in, what was one of your absolute conditions that you mentioned to Griff before agreeing to come on?
Well, I was a bit unsure when he did ask me, but then he said Hayden will be joining.
before I'd even asked Hayden as well,
Yeah.
he said, "All right, I'll do it if Hayden does." I said, "No worries."
So I'm just a plus one.
Just relax.
Yeah,
there.
you're-
Mate.
Is
This
this
Chappie's pod. I'm
It's
just-
just you're the steak knife fan. So Chappie's a steak knife, so sorry about that, but
all good.
Chappie's companion pony. Make him comfortable and calm. Nice.
Happy
there.
to be here.
there, chap.
All right, well, before we look too far ahead or too far back, let's talk about the weekend's game. Obviously, a great win for the club.
Huge
a
win.
lot of energy, a lot of vibes. A couple of new things. The big fella over here playing as an undersized
Love that.
key forward.
Yep.
You like that?
I love that.
Missed him in the back.
Yeah, miss his presence, but love him up there. Creates a contest.
Miss me, yeah.
Sucking up already.
Yeah,
Squeeze.
Miss his energy. Miss his
Squeezed.
energy.
I was squeezed out of the back half, so I just ended up forward. Thanks to these guys playing too well. So, thanks, boys. What was your favourite part of me playing forward?
I liked your first clunk.
Yep.
Come across the
No,
front.
Yeah.
After that, we'll just stop there.
Yeah.
The clock was good.
Yep. Cheers. Oh well.
Second career
Well done.
game in AFL playing forward. Is that right?
Yep. For the full game. Yeah.
And what was your first one?
North Melbourne, round 5, 2017.
Yeah, very nice. And very similar to Youngie's team just before. How many shots on goal? Don't break it down. Just shots on goal in that game.
4,
Very nice. There's a future.
1 goal. Still one career goal. So, be waiting for a hands around the back, I reckon.
And Youngie, your favourite highlight from the game on the weekend?
I enjoyed Rick's goal when he sold the canning
Yeah.
and took it on. But yeah, I think the second half in general was pretty enjoyable to be out there. The forwards were getting pretty dangerous, and yeah, we were pretty happy in the back line.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up because there was Freddie's tap back,
Yep.
Shooter kicking snags, left, right and centre.
Yep.
Trav from outside 50 with his tiny little legs. Think about how much power and force he must be able to generate with such small levers. The fans are going bananas and the back celebrations. Talk to us about the back celebrations. We went through it earlier in the week.
Yeah, well, me and Luke are usually too deep to get up forward and celebrate with them. So, like to get around each other and lift the energy from there.
So in particular, after Rick's goal, the Candy one, and who was the second goal?
I can't recall, but
It could have been shooters.
yeah.
After the Rick
Yeah.
tap back.
But there was a
Yeah.
lot of carry on from the defenders, which we love.
Name
to see.
names
So Lukey Ryan,
in particular. Yeah.
the double.
Yeah.
double
Cobra.
I reckon
I
I,
think-
saw, I reckon I saw a big fist pump in the air from
There was
Clarkie
almost
as well.
it was almost a chainsaw. From
Yeah.
Clarkie. He really.
it could very well have been that.
So no, we were up and about. Sorry.
No, that's
you're,
right.
you're right, mate. There's some water. It's sweet.
We love those vibes.
It hits a bit different up forward now that I've spent a bit of time up there. Backs we celebrate a big spoil, celebrate like a nice contest, but you're celebrating a goal, a fair bit more energy generated. So I reckon the backs still have a bit more to bring it up, celebrating little things. To be honest, now that I've experienced it, but
What kind of celebration in particular are you looking for from Chappie maybe this week?
just probably more energy, mate. I mean,
Get around the boys. Make the run, mate.
too insular and just worrying about your own game. But that's fine. We'll learn.
My favourite one was Lukey's one, the big double cobra, and it was the second one. And then after that, he was looking around for someone to celebrate with, and he was the deepest back, so he was a bit isolated.
Yeah.
And he slowly walked over to Brennan, who I think he was coming from close to the wing. And it wasn't anything too outrageous, but it was just a really big walking high five with a big follow through, a bit carry on.
Those ones where you follow through and carried on with just the walking pass like that and just straight up, I reckon. That's it.
And your ex-housemate, Lobby, tore it up.
Yeah, he did. The big rock lobster, number 1 career game, I think, as Champion Data ranked it. So
Is that right?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was. So he's tearing the game apart, and so he should. He's 7 foot, and about time he started clunking a few. But
we'll give him that feedback.
yeah, we'll give. I'll tell him. I already have, but I liked his presence around the ground, a few tackles and stuff. So that's what you're really getting the team for.
Yeah, and a bit of energy and a bit of hustle in the centre as well when
Yep.
you come into the mid. So
Yep.
that was nice. Do you recall what JL said to us at halftime, Chappie?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Youngie?
No. Can't recall. Do you recall?
Don't ask me.
Well, it was obviously good because we come out in the third quarter and really turned it on. I remember Shooter at halftime was a bit vocal, a bit emotional about
Very
how
animated.
we're working the ball forward to those guys. And
Yep.
so I think we fixed our bit up the ground a little bit, and he certainly
Still got-
capitalised.
Still got plenty to work on, mate, so don't worry about that.
No, we
Dave.
do, and we
You're close
will.
in the middle. Anyway, enough about the game. We've got you two boys here, Youngie and Chappy. Tell us about the friendship. How did it blossom?
Yeah, so I took Chaff under my wing when he first got drafted. He came and lived with me
Yep.
down at Breaksea Drive. So that's sort of where it started.
Hang on, before we move too far past that, what was that? How did that happen? A Mark Anderson conversation, or
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. I think. Or did you request to come and stay with me? Was that what happened?
Liam is with us as well, and I knew Liam previously.
Okay.
Played a bit of footy with him, so there was a bit of a connection there. And then Youngie happened to be in the same house.
Just happened to be there.
You're under Liam Henry's wing. I like it. It's real good. And currently you're living together, obviously, as well. Still with Liam and Spanky J, Matty Johnson
Matt
boy.
Johnson as well.
Yep.
So 4 of us.
Couple dogs as well.
Yeah.
Who's kind of ruling the roost there, would you say? I'm going to go on a limb and going to guess Youngie, but
I'm probably alpha.
yeah, give us the rankings.
I'm probably alpha.
pretty casual. It's a pretty casual title of alpha. Just you go with it if you want.
No, but we have even contributors around the house. Chap's good on the dishes and on the cook. Liam, not so much.
Oh, hang on. Some honesty.
But no, Jono's good as well. So no, there's no hierarchy. We're all pretty even. But
Play a role.
I pay the rent, so
Well, yeah, I was going to say, who's got the bedroom
Just-
with the
yeah.
ensuite?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
me.
big one.
That's
yeah.
generous. And you pay more?
yeah.
ensuite?
Yeah, well, I got my missus with me as well. So
Doesn't pay more.
Doesn't pay more.
Ooh.
as a partnership, me and my missus pay more.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, they come 2 and 2.
No bad blood.
And you said there are dogs present at the house. You've got little Harper, which is a little energetic Kelpie.
Yep.
/ border collie.
Yep.
Cousin of Lob's famous dog Coos,
Famous.
which is what you wanted to know. But and we did hear the dog recently on chat was on AFL 360, and when you're about to go out and just wring its neck, wring its neck. Was it all right? You don't mind the yapping dog in the background?
I
Or are you happy with
figured
it?
out. I reckon it was next door's dog. Half was all good.
Already pushing the blame off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a soft spot for.
Harper's an angel.
Is it? Tiny dog though.
It's the best dog.
There's
Well
plenty.
trained.
There's plenty of dogs out there. So plenty of dogs. You actually recently said in your living arrangement to the comms team you were sick of living with the boys. Can you confirm, deny such comment?
I don't know if sick was a word, but I think I'm ready for an adjustment. I actually am moving out tomorrow, so the era is over, and now it's time for Chappy to spread his wings
Passing the torch.
and get some independence.
The
So
alpha has moved on.
Yeah.
Who's
So
gonna pick up
I'm
that
taking Matt Johnson under my wing. We're moving
Yep.
out. So
Nice. Nice.
it's been a good couple of years. It's been good fun, but yeah, time to move
It's
on.
been real. It's been good. Just hasn't been
real good.
Yep. It's always seems to be the case. So, well, I look forward to see what Spanky J has to say when you take him under your wing, mate. So, big wings as well. Nice big lanky fella.
So, Young, you're going to be moving out. There's been some stories floating around that when your old man comes over for weeks on end, that he stays with the neighbours.
That is true.
Has that been a prerequisite finding a new place? You scope the neighbours out, check out their couches. Can my old man sleep there?
Yeah, well, our neighbours are just really good people. And when I actually first moved in, I didn't speak to my neighbours because I was a bit shy. And my old man is just the most out there bloke. He'll just talk to anyone. So he actually
He can talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles. Your old man.
It's true. You can't shut him up. That's the issue. So he actually introduced himself to my neighbours, and that's how our friendship with my neighbours sort of started. And my neighbours have been really good for me. So because I'm young and living away from home, they sort of have us over for dinner and take my dog for a walk when I'm away. So yeah. And then Youngie has been over for I don't know.
Youngie's
how
what he
long.
calls his old man. That's
Yeah.
what everyone refers to. Just
Yeah, so he's
clarity.
senior Youngie. He's been over for a while now, and he was supposed to go home, but because we're playing a double header in the next 2 weeks at Optus, he's decided to stick around. So he's had to couch surf for a couple of weeks. But my neighbour's been good enough to look after him. So, but yeah, as I said, I'm moving out tomorrow, so he'll be able to move in with me, and there'll be a spare room at the new place. But yeah, the neighbours have been good, and Youngie's loving his time.
All right. So anyone out there, just beware if a big fella calling himself Youngie comes and starts chatting to you. It's Hayden's old
Don't
man.
let him know you've got a spare room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Find
he'll
a
take
way.
that with both hands. I was going to save this for later, but you're moving out with the missus.
Yep.
And long time you've been together.
Yep.
First date?
First date.
Do you remember much?
Yep. Holy moly.
Yep.
In Frankston.
Yep.
Played some mini golf. Actually, went out for dinner first, and then went and played some mini golf.
And you had a memorised speech that you thought would be worthy of kind of saying to her, certain maybe an Indonesian presentation that you wanted to rattle off.
That is true.
She doesn't speak Indonesian. She doesn't. It was completely
You've done well.
pretty.
This is true. Yeah. So when I first started seeing her, it was right before my Year 12 exams,
Yep.
and I was studying Indonesian. And up to that time, I had my Indonesian oral exam coming up, so I was like studying quite a bit for this oral exam and trying to remember my 1 minute speech.
Yep.
And yeah, I thought I would try and impress her and reel off the speech to her, which she just thought was a bit strange, but I was pretty happy with it because I was practicing, and I think I did well on my exam too. So yeah, it was an interesting move, but it seemed to have worked. So
Well, selamat pagi to you. Selamat pagi.
Do you remember any of it now? Can you give us any of it right now?
No, nah. I remember it was topic to Perinci Sayer, Adela, media, social, and something else.
There you
But
go.
yeah, about
right.
social media.
Social media topics.
Yeah, nice.
Picked up on that.
Very good.
Tutup malumu means? You know what that means? Shut your mouth. So thanks for that. And that's for anyone out there looking to impress on their first date, just rattle off your Year 12 Indonesian oral exam.
Well, it's clearly working at 100% from the amount of times I've heard that.
One from one.
Technique,
One
yeah.
from one.
And Chappie, have you always had really long arms? Is there any other advantage other than saving games of football at Adelaide Oval and being able to tie your shoes up without bending over? Are there any other advantages to having really spaghetti long arms?
No.
We touched on it just because we've got a fair bit to catch up from round one. The spoil, mate. You saved the game. Just give us. You've obviously done a little bit of media through it, but what's going through your head? And it's a draw. Good game awareness. Talk us through getting the go gadget arms out just to pluck it in.
Yeah. So we went into a structure, sort of to save the game.
Yep.
Had Big Rory Lobb down there with me. We had a +1.
Also, got long arms.
Also has very long arms. But yeah, I knew we were point up and couldn't concede anything, and I don't know, it happened really quickly. The ball came our way and just
acted on instinct, didn't
punched
you?
it.
So you've done really well in the contest in that moment, kept it in, obviously then scrambled to get the ball back, almost fell over like a baby giraffe and lasered Liam Henry on the boundary. Was that intentional, that kick?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's a good claim. It's a good claim to have, and it's saving footy games is something that's it's pretty normal at this table. So Dave's used to saving a few games. How would that compare? Like, it's obviously a bit different. You don't really get asked like if you want to kick the game winner, but I don't know if you had the choice. If you want to get the game winning spoil or the game winning goal, I reckon I'd know what I'd choose. But
What would you choose?
the defensive fact. Not anymore, actually.
Yeah,
Not
I was going
anymore.
to say, have you fully converted yet or not?
Nah, God, no, nowhere near it. So, what is it like kicking a game winner?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Just cool, or
No, yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
It's something that I think a lot of us grow up pretending, I know I did,
Yep.
pretending to take hangers on Gary Ablett's head and kicking goals after the siren to win the game for Geelong.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a moment where everything kind of stops and nothing else matters, I think, if you do it right. And yeah, we've been very lucky to be in that position a couple of times.
there you go.
Happy days.
You ever saved any games back in the day, mate?
Don't think so. No, not yet.
You can ask me, guys, if you want.
Go
How about
on.
you, Griffin?
Well,
Go on, go
now,
on.
now Jeff Valentine's, is, as we know, is our head coach of Peel, and he was my coach at Guildford Grammar. And if you want to go and double check with him the story of it, he's got the photo on his desk of a certain mark I took
Still.
in the last few minutes of the game, just to get two hands in the Alco Cup, which is arguably the second biggest football cup in Australia. So, went back and slotted it from. No mayo on this. It's 50. I'm not kidding. It was in the wet. I marked it outside 50 from the Oppo kick in, and I've taken an absolute dangle, weighted down, come down, snows on me head from getting up that high, gone back and slotted this thing. And you can go back and ask anyone. It's 55 to 60 metres that it sailed throughout. So, last score for the game.
What I'm most curious about from that story is how many meters you tack on each time that you retell it.
No. Well, on a footy field, there's that big line and it says 50 metres out. So I marked it. I marked it about there, and that's pretty much how I've done it. So
Well done. Congratulations.
yeah,
Stuff, mate.
I
I'm
appreciate
glad
that.
that you've worked into the talking points to slide that story in.
Well, you guys asked me, so yeah. So you obviously have always in each other's corner for footy, and you always talk to each other about footy. Is that how it works? You review a game and you're kind of getting around it?
Probably not too much footy talk.
Nah. No, once we get home, it's not too much footy. These blokes play a lot of golf, and on our days off, we don't really focus too much. We focus back in when we come for our review day, but no, I don't. Not that much.
There's not much insight there, but Chappy, do you want to touch on your just relationship with your brother and the influence he's had on your footy?
I'd love to. Yeah. So my younger brother, who's 14 months younger than me, has a disability called Angelman's syndrome.
Yep.
So I guess his characteristics of Angelman syndrome is non-verbal, issues with balance. So usually in a wheelchair when we take him out and about. Yeah, really fun to be around. He doesn't get angry or sad. Always smiling and laughing. Loves the water, so he loves getting down to the beach and stuff. But yeah, has always been a huge motivating factor in my footy career so far, and always will be. But yeah, love getting home and spending some time with him.
Bloody oath.
It's a fairly small community with in around Perth. The Agermans.
Yeah,
afflicted?
it is. Yeah, there's not many, but it is. We have our close family friends that we sort of, I guess, mum and dad have brought up their kids with Angelmans with, and have really strong bonds with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually know someone with a child with the same syndrome, and when you got drafted, we got a message from her from our boys' primary school. Well, we know the Chapmans are a great family. Look after Heath.
That's awesome.
I'm sure we'll be all right without my help, mate. Now we actually have a new game. We've never done this before. Moving on, we're calling it Compare the Pair.
Yep.
Griff's going to drive it. It's going to be
We
excellent.
all know the ad. Compare the pair, same age, same income, same superannuation contribution, and so on. But pretty self-explanatory. Just wanted to rattle that one off because I remembered it from the ads. You get your heads that you get to choose from. Going to go through and just ask a few questions, and you guys, can put up who you believe is going to be the answer of that. So
No worries.
might need to ask why as well. But from the top, I've got one here. Who's the better player at football?
Oh no, this is going to be a boring game.
So you're both really good. Well done, guys. You're legends. Yeah, cool.
champs.
Who benches more in the gym? Just shoulder injury has hindered you. Yeah, of course.
Had a year
Yeah,
off
yeah.
the bench.
Fair enough. might as well keep that one up. Who's the better cook? Oh,
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier.
well done, chap.
Doesn't like doing the dishes, so he'll try to cook and get out of it.
And when he cooks, does he use every single pot and pan and dish in the house, or is he fairly efficient?
He's actually fairly efficient.
I'm that tapping, mate.
He's actually pretty good. He's pretty meticulous with his cleaning and everything. So, no, if he does ever cook something, he usually is pretty good on the cleanup.
And what would you say his go-to is?
He's good for a roast pork
Yeah.
crackling with broccolini and some potatoes.
Yeah, look out.
So,
Would you agree with that? Is that your go-to?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Behave yourself, chap. It's nice. Better fashion sense.
I'm sorry. That's,
You do
We've
dish up,
discussed
you
this a
do
lot,
dish out some
actually.
pus kits though, Youngie. So
I just don't really have a fashion identity. I don't really. Whereas Chappie's got his old hat that he's had since he was 12 years old.
Skater boy. Yeah.
That used to be
Yeah.
purple apparently.
yeah.
Whereas I'm just a bit I don't know. I haven't really found my
He's getting there.
Yeah.
Look more than that,
You
really.
are a skater boy though, aren't you? Or you don't skate?
Used to.
Used to.
Used to.
Hang on. Has there been a kit that Youngie's walked out in the morning, about to jump in the car to come to club, and he's walked out in particular, and you've just gone, "Poh, what's that?"
No.
Yeah, that from Connor.
it's not. No, it's
Compa-
not
it's
that
not-
bad.
There's no Connor Blakely here. So
No, it's definitely not that bad.
I'm just pretty basic, just Birks and shorts and a jumper. Or
that's the
shirt.
way.
Solid. Yeah, keeps
I
it
like
simple.
Who's the better driver? Who drives to the club every day?
Oh, that was good.
I would drive more, but he's probably the better driver.
You're just a terrible driver, or
No.
Shoulders injured.
Probably.
Shoulders injured. Yeah, shoulder. Who's most loved by JL?
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Probably. Sorry, chat.
Good.
More followers on the gram.
I think Hayden.
probably me.
Respect. Who spends the most time on their phone, would you say? And you can also do a celebrity one and say Liam Henry if he spends the most time.
Oh, Liam's surprisingly, Liam's actually pretty good.
He's getting better.
Yeah.
He is getting better. I don't
Matthew
know.
Johnson's were.
Jono's
worst in the
shocking.
household.
Jono will be watching TV and Jono will just sit next to us, get his TikToks up, and he's blasting it.
He played out loud, like
Yeah,
on a
he's
high
blasting it.
volume.
It's like,
That's a
mate.
bit of an ick for me, I reckon.
Yeah, no,
It
definitely.
doesn't really it grinds me gears, actually, if I'm being honest. Just the lack of awareness.
Yeah.
But that's all right. And who's having the most intercepts this weekend between you two?
I don't know.
Probably the same.
Hopefully we have a lot each.
Who had the most last weekend?
Hayden.
Did I?
Probably.
Probably.
Well,
It
yeah.
was quick.
Well, both, yeah. Well,
He's been looking it up.
Thinking of my game and his game, yeah.
Who had the most against in the Gold Coast game?
Can't remember.
Trick question. It was me.
Record, wasn't it?
Oh, I think so. I can't remember.
I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah.
Fremantle record, but now I'm just a forward, so who cares?
All right, well done, Griff. That went surprisingly well, I thought, apart from the first
I
question.
don't mind it, yeah. It's a pretty good section. It's better than this one, so don't worry. Dave's got a terrible one, but go on, Dave.
Yeah, no. So we'll go into my renowned section called Quick Hands. So I'll fire out some quick questions. Just throw your answers in, talk over the top of each other, but we're going to fly through them pretty quick. Griff's going to pick up a few talking points, and we'll circle back where required. All right.
Nice.
Last time you called your mum.
Last night.
A couple of days ago.
Ooh, yummy. Last meal on earth, what would it be?
Japanese. Sushi.
My mum's gnocchi.
Noki
Sucking up now because you haven't called her in a
Nah,
few
not
days.
really. Yeah.
Pre-game routine, anything in particular?
Nutella sandwich before I leave to the game.
Go to the beach in the morning.
Signature dish we've gone over. What's yours? Nutella sandwich.
Nutella sandwich.
Beautiful. Coffee of choice. Be careful.
Either a flat white extra shot or a long mac topped up.
It's a small cap, mate. Just
Any
basic.
sugar? Any sugar in it, or just?
It's basic.
It's all right.
Spur-
Each
burps
their
and
own.
shorts.
So we know Chirpy is benching bar weight, 20 kilos.
Chirpy.
Yeah. Youngie, what are you benching?
Not that much anymore, but I think 80, 90.
First car?
Holden Rodeo.
Nice.
Clicked over 450,000.
No powered steering. Hardest car in the
Manual?
world to
Manual?
drive.
Yeah.
Can you drive stick?
I can. My first car was
Can you?
a
Of course.
Mitsubishi Magna.
Nice.
Mum's car.
Favorite movie?
I know yours. Can I guess?
Yeah.
Lion King.
Yeah, that'd be up there.
Maybe Kingsman.
Yeah, recent. Go-to snack preference? Give me a pre-game and a post-game.
Pre-game. I don't mind a Nutella sandwich either.
Yeah, Nutella sandwich pre-game, but in general a snack. Yeah, I don't mind some biscuits with a cup of tea or something like that.
Scotch fingers.
They're good. They're good.
Yeah, they're my kryptonite.
I like my popcorn.
Oh,
Not bad.
we had a chat about this
Yeah.
the other day.
Yeah, on the
Me and
phone.
Barra, I hate popcorn. Like, and it's it is so overrated. I reckon people like, I remember going to the movies and people just think it's the biggest novelty eating popcorn. I don't have a taste and it just tastes so. It gets stuck in your teeth. Like it's just not a.
I'd almost say it's underrated.
Yeah, well,
Underrated, wow.
shows where you're
Yeah.
at. But speaking of food, you blokes obviously growing boys. You eat a fair bit. Young, you'd eat more, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and much faster as well.
How's
Speed.
it? The disappearing act. It's
Yeah.
one of your magic tricks. The being able to eat food quick.
Yeah, I grew up with two brothers, so it was sort of like survival of the fittest. Whoever finished first would get seconds. So
Style natural
it
selection.
was almost a race. So
That's
usually
one thing
won.
that I've noticed is during games how much you eat. It's like you've got your own sandwich bag. It says Youngie's halftime snack. You have like a baby food. He has like
in-game as well.
yeah, he has like a baby food at every quarter, like one of that apple puree. I've noticed it. You just look at this bloke hoofing down food. Like, it's pretty hard to eat. I don't know many people that like eating when they're playing. I'm not one to eat too much. I'll have an energy shot gel maybe, but what do you eat?
Stick to water. Watermelon. It's been nice at half time.
Yeah,
Mm.
I eat water as well.
Chappy.
Chappy. Well done, mate. But so you've been at the club for a few years, both years. What are your first impressions when you first came in of myself and Dave?
Ooh.
Of yourself,
Hey.
try to be quite intimidating to the younger boys.
Yep. Means well, though, don't I? I mean well,
Yeah.
don't I?
Whereas Dave's probably a bit more nurturing, welcomes you in.
A bit more approachable.
Probably, yeah.
Good answer.
I reckon in one of my first sessions, we were doing like a marking drill with you, and you had to like come and I had the bag and you were marking, and you had to like hit him. And
I remember this one. I was so pissed off at you.
and I've gone with the bag and I've stepped out of the way, and you've come to me and just missed me, and you looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, first week, and I was thinking, "Oh no." First impressions, I was
I was
like,
smarter. It's just like coming in. I was throwing my weight around because they're telling us to. So I'm obviously going to get the lats out and come in and bump into him. And he's gone and like first couple of weeks of the club swinging around. And everyone started laughing. Going, "You're done, mate."
I was actually a bit scared for a couple
You're
of weeks. I
done.
was thinking, "Oh no, he hates me."
Bit of white line feed when I'm training, but I would have forgotten about it, mate. I don't care anymore. Most used emoji as well is one thing I want to. You guys get on the emojis much or
Probably the purple love heart. I reckon.
respect?
I think I'm a shaka. I don't know. You know, the thumbs up. Like, I feel like that's just like it's a bit weird. I'm more of like just
Started doing the handshake one.
yeah.
I actually don't mind it. Cheers.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a good one. So, cheers.
Now, this week, lads, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we have the mid-season draft coming up as two relatively new guys into the club over the last couple of years. If we picked up any rookie guys this week, any advice for the guys coming into a club mid-season?
Don't do what I did to Griff. You'll be right.
Or maybe do. Maybe that's what's ingrained you so tightly into our group.
True. Now we have such a good relationship.
Yep. Next question.
No, I think it's a little bit difficult coming in mid-season compared to the start of the year, but I think the same things sort of apply. Just come in and get to work, and we'll obviously get around them as much as possible and make them feel welcome. But I think if there's the quicker they can learn the culture, buy into our trademark, and start living our behaviours, the quicker they'll be rewarded, and I'm sure they'll have a lot of fun along the way.
Beautiful. Andrew Holborn would love that answer of bullshit.
That is a nice answer, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Surprised. I reckon they'll definitely get the old when they get the interviews. It's just can't wait to get so excited. Can't wait to get stuck in with the boys and really train hard. That's what people always say. They get drafted. One of my favourites. So Chaffee said it, but
Now, Youngie, you've hit Media Street in the last week with a huge contract extension. You are the longest contracted Fremantle player at the moment. Must feel good.
is he really? Is that it?
Yeah,
Money bags.
I'm going to be
Nice.
by myself in 2027 at this rate, so feel free to jump on board, boys. But I'm really excited.
You sound it.
It was an easy decision to make. Over the last couple of years, since I've arrived at the club, there's been some challenges with injury and sort of COVID, but I felt like the Freo family have made me feel at home, and now Perth is home for the next 5 years. So it was an easy decision to make, and the way we're travelling at the moment, it's an exciting place to be.
And give us a bit of an insight into the phone call home to your mum when this contract comes to you, and you obviously agree to it, but call your mum, I'm staying in Perth for another 5 years.
Yeah, well, I think at the time my parents were actually over here, so it was good because they've been over here for a couple of months, and they did some travelling, and they've sort of started to fall in love with Perth as well, because since I got drafted, my mum had only come over for the induction, and she hadn't been back, so she came over, took some long service leave, and spent a bit of time in Perth. So when I told her the news that I was thinking of signing on, she was pretty rapt because she is really enjoying her time in Perth, and she goes, "Oh, can't wait to book some more trips." So my parents have been super supportive, and I think it's a credit to the club for the work they've done. People like Mark Anderson, who are really good with dealing with parents, particularly interstate, to make sure that they feel comfortable that their kids are moving interstate and they're well looked after. So, my parents are fully on board, and they're rapt that I've signed on.
Yeah,
Did you
beautiful.
always want to play footy when you were younger?
Yep, I did. Yep,
You the same, chap?
Yeah.
Was it always smooth sailing, like, I was kicking stuff?
Um,
Is that how it started?
Nah, probably not. I wasn't too much into it as a young fella, but as rep stuff came along at West Perth, got into it a bit more and thought I could go.
Maybe when you first started at Auskick, was there a rainy day that you remember that wasn't the best and you kind of got shied away from it?
I can't remember it, but Mum reckons my first day at Auskick, it was raining.
You cracked it.
Probably started crying and didn't want to go out there and play.
Did you ever say something along the lines of wanting to live with her forever and drive a certain car?
Potentially a pink convertible.
Pink convertible car, yeah. Can you just, nothing wrong with the car, but just elaborate on why you'd,
to be honest,
why that came to mind?
Nothing. It was obviously, might have been a bit different as a kid. So.
A bit emotional and you just wanted to let it
big
all
mummy's
out.
boy.
Live with you forever and drive a pink convertible, so we'll be looking forward to that, mate. So it's good to hear. And I guess after footy as well, after Auskick, before you got drafted, Chappie, you would have had a job. Did you ever work at a job somewhere?
Worked at Boost Juice for 2 years.
Mango Tango.
Before getting drafted.
Favourite Boost Juice?
Maybe a Caribbean Green.
Whoa.
Ingredients?
Yeah.
What is that?
Mango spinach.
Must be on the special
Passion
menu
fruit.
that we just don't know. Nice.
Thanks.
Thanks for that. It's pretty good insight, actually.
Yeah, no.
Liam Henry's dog?
Mm-hmm.
Looking after it?
I think
Has he kind of? I remember you always talking a lot of smack behind his back, which rhymes, unintentional, but saying that he doesn't really look after his dog, and you obviously touched on Harper and how good a dog she is and what an angel. But have you kind of shown Liam how to look after his dog yet, or is it still kind of up in the air?
No, he's definitely gotten a lot better. It was sort of a team effort for a long period of time, but because I was looking after Harper, it wasn't too much of an issue to bring Coda along with me. But no, I think he's learned how to be a good parent, and he's done a pretty good job. I think the dog's actually up at his parents' house at the moment, up in Lehman. So it's got a bit of space up there. But no, it's a good little dog. And yeah, it was pretty chaotic for a couple of months when we had the 2 dogs. But yeah, wasn't too bad. We sort of all worked together.
A lot of alphas in one house.
Yeah.
Dogs seem to want to rule the roost as well. So.
No, it wasn't too bad. It would have been helpful if Chappie contributed, but he used to use the old, it's not my dog.
Here we go.
I'm not clean. But that's all right. I picked up the slack and that's all good, mate.
Don't tell me you wouldn't do that.
Lend a hand, mate. No, I always used to hang out with coos and walk.
Oh, no,
and
I'll
stuff.
definitely get around them. But
If what?
if they're going to go to the toilet on the floor, I'm not cleaning it up.
I've got nothing but respect
But
for
what
that,
if it's
man.
your fault? Nah, Coda used to sometimes wee if she was scared or if she got really excited. And one time in particular, Chappie has purposely scared her and she's weed. And I've gone, that's your fault.
That's you.
Cleaned it
mate.
up and he goes, not my dog.
You're a sick puffy chap. That's terrible. Do you boys always play footy as well growing up?
Yeah, I did. I had an older brother, so I sort of just followed in his footsteps, and he was in Auskick at a young age, and I was pretty eager to get involved too. So, I followed his pathway, and then I had a younger brother who followed my pathway as well. So,
A bit like Dave, a one-trick pony, only the one sport, or you play other sports?
I played a couple. I tried most sports out. I played a bit of cricket in the summer, and then basketball and tennis here and there. But it got a bit busy when I got a bit older, and just chose footy at the end.
What about you, chap?
Yeah, it was always footy in the winter. Summer I played basketball, a bit athletics as well.
What was your staple event?
Probably the 800 or high jump.
What was your best jump in high jump?
Oh,
Just want to know. I wasn't that good at it. I actually wasn't. I wasn't, I swear. Lockie Weller could do a 2 meters in high jump.
Really?
Yeah. And that was when he was in school.
No, a fair way off 2 meters.
Yeah.
I would have been
But that's
under 14s at the time.
Yeah.
But
Scissor kick then. Right.
Did you do the high jump flop, or were you a
Fosbury?
scissor kick
The
or a
Fosbury?
Superman?
Fosbury flop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fosbury.
Yeah, nice.
Fosbury.
All right, so this weekend, this Sunday, we're getting back into another big clash, second and third on the ladder. Us v Brizzy. What are you looking forward to the most?
Yeah, well, I think we've shown over the course of the year that we're a strong defensive unit, and likewise Brisbane have shown that they're a good offensive team. So it's going to be a good battle of offense versus defense, I think. And I'm looking forward to the challenge. They're a high-scoring team, and we pride ourselves on good defense and good contests. And I'm looking forward to the challenge.
What about you, Chappie? Have you taken any information in this week, or you've just been staring out at windows with your mouth open?
Nah, similar to what Youngie said. Big
go
challenge.
first.
Yeah.
You're a sellout, mate.
But I heard Lucky Ryan say that to you yesterday. But no, it should be a good challenge. Jael touched on, our team D and how it's going to stand up against a very good offense in Brisbane.
Sorry, before we move too far on it, we haven't mentioned it yet. I mentioned Chappie likes staring out windows with his mouth open. Can you tell the story that you've told me about the backs line meeting?
The tackle one?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when he said this.
The
It's
Clarkey one.
Yeah. It's too hard to
Recreate.
It's too hard to recreate, but everyone that was in the backs meeting remembers it, and it was a classic. It's just a classic
just
chat
delayed.
moment. It was so delayed. It was so someone mentioned, Boydie had mentioned that Clarkey had got 7 tackles or something, and we were already on to the next clip or the next point, and then out of
It
nowhere,
wasn't that long.
it was. It felt like it. It was like it was a long time, and out of nowhere, Chubby's gone. 7 tackles. Oh, we all looked around, looking at Lukey Ryan. He's going, "Is this like, what was that?" Chubby goes, "Oh, I was saying it's well done for getting 7 tackles. It's good." Yeah, and he went,
It wasn't quite like that.
It was 5
Bit
minutes
of
ago.
mayo.
pretty much how I remember it. It was a little bit of mayo, but
It was
like
delayed, and then it was like, whoa.
it was just so rare, which is what we love about you, mate. Yeah. So cheers for
Thanks,
that. That is good.
Well, regardless of how engaged Chappie is, get down to Optus on Sunday. We'd love to pack it out. Obviously, it's a huge clash. It's great to be in a position where we can be playing in these blockbuster game of the rounds quite a lot this year. So get down there. Monday's a public holiday, Griff.
Is it?
So there's no excuses.
No excuse. Get down.
Get down there.
Have a few beers. Have a drink one out of them if you want as well. If you want, out of the stubby holders. So get down and really enjoy the game. I reckon it's. I'm excited for it. So
yeah,
we all should be.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on, boys. Chappie, you've got bit of golf tomorrow.
Yep, potentially.
Yep. Who do you play with normally?
With the housemates, Liam and Matthew.
Not Youngie?
No, Youngie's always has excuses. We're trying to get me and Liam
What are
versus
these
Matt
excuses?
and Youngie. Trying to get an Ambrose comp for the household.
Yeah.
But yeah, he never shows up.
Are you just too far back where they've obviously you can never going to be able
It's
to come and
getting to that
catch
point.
up. Yeah.
Well, I'm a professional footballer, not a professional golfer. And these folks treat golf as like the bloody main hobby. So they're trying to play every second day, and I'm like, one 18 holes a week, and that's me. So it's a bit too much golf for me. But I like to play every now and then. But these folks absolutely froth it. So
we know tomorrow he's moving house, but
Mhm.
what are some of the more outrageous excuses that he's given you?
Most recent one yesterday. He wanted to sleep.
Right.
It was 3:00 in the afternoon.
so much context.
Arvo naps.
Yeah, you don't really have a leg to stand on here, so
It's all good.
Chaps just got one back off you. But anyway, lads, thanks for obviously you didn't have a choice coming on, so thanks for coming on. But you should be privileged that you've been chosen.
Very
So
privileged.
thank you very much, and it's a good return for the old bull, young buck,
Hold on.
David Mundy and Griffin Logue.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah, that's good.
Felt smooth.
It's a good start, and only up from here. 'Cause, cheers, boys, and
No worries.
Thanks, guys.
appreciate it.
Well done,
Thank you.